7:30 in the night. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. You come around, yeah. You ease my mind, you make everything feel fine. Worry about those comments, I'm way too numb, yeah. It's way too dumb, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time. I need the Heimlich, throw that to the side, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. When you're not around, when you throw that to the side, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. 713 through the 281, yeah, I'm riding. Why they on me? Why they on me? I'm flying, sipping low key. I'm sipping low key at Onyx, find a rider. When I'm pulling up right beside you, pop star Lil Mariah. When I text kick game wireless, throw a stack on the Bible. Never Snapchat or took Molly. She fall through plenty, her and all her guineas. Yeah, we at the top floor, right there off Duini. Yeah, oh no, I can't fuck with y'all. Yeah, when I'm with my squad, I cannot do no wrong. Yeah, saucepan in the city, don't get misinformed. Yeah, they gon' pull up on you. Yeah, we gon' do some things you can't relate. Yeah, cause we from a place you cannot stay. Or you can't go, or I don't know. Or back the fuck up off me. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. You come around, yeah. You ease my mind, you make everything feel fine. Worry about those comments, I'm way too numb, yeah. It's way too dumb, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time. I need the Heimlich, throw that to the side, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. When you're not around, when you throw that to the side, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time.
I wanna press my line, yeah. I wanna press my. I wanna green like I wanna be like I wanna press my line, yeah. I wanna take that ride, yeah. I'm gonna press my line. I wanna green like I wanna be like I wanna press my. Mama dear, spare your feelings. I'm reliving moments, feeling more residual. I can buy the building, burn the building, take your bitch, rebuild the building just to fuck some more. I can justify my love for you and touch the sky, forgot to stop the bidding war.
Put the pussy on the pedestal, put the pussy on the high horse. That pussy to die for, that pussy to die for.
He the piper, pick the peppers. I can pick your brain and put your heart together. We depart the shady parts and party hard. The diamond yours, the coup forever. My best shot just might shoot forever like.
I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. You come around, yeah. You ease my mind, you make everything feel fine. Worry about those comments, I'm way too numb, yeah. It's way too dumb, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time. I need the Heimlich, throw that to the side, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. When you're not around, when you throw that to the side, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time.
Motherfucking representing it here tonight. Hold on.
I keep letting you back in. How can I explain myself? You said you cared for me better.
Louisiana shit. Murder on the beat. Something for y'all to cut up to, you know? Yeah. Everybody get your motherfucking roll on. I know shorty and she doesn't want no slow song. Had a man last year, life goes on. Haven't let the thing loose, girl, in so long. You been inside, know you like to lay low. I've been peeping what you bringing to the table. Working hard, girl, everything paid for. First, last phone bill, car, no cable. With your phone out, gotta hit them angles. With your phone out, snapping like you Fable. And you showing off, but it's alright. And you showing off, but it's alright. It's a short life, yeah. to these niggas, I understand. You got 100 bands, you got a baby Benz, you got some bad friends. High school pics, you was even bad then. You ain't stressing off no lover in the past tense, you already had them. Work at 8 a.m., finish round 5. Hoes talk down, you don't see them outside. Yeah, they don't really be the same offline. You know dog days, you know hard times. Doing overtime for the last month. Saturday, call the girls, get them gassed up. Gotta hit the club, gotta make that ass jump. Gotta hit the club like you hit the motherfucking angles. With your phone out, snapping like you Fable. And you showing off, but it's alright. And you showing off, but it's alright. It's a short life.
These hoes, your boy, I made.
Watch the breakdown.
That's a real one in your reflection. Without a follow, without a mention. You really piping up on these niggas. You gotta be nice for what to these niggas? I understand. Gotta hit the club like you hit them angles. It's a short life.
You said you died for me. Give to me, give to me. Why won't you live for me?
Sometimes you just feel tired, feel weak. And when you feel weak, you feel like you want to just give up. But you gotta search within you. Try to find that inner strength and just pull that shit out of you. And get that motivation to not give up and not be a quitter.
Alright, hey guys, can you hear me?
So I collapse on spilling these rats. Long as you feel them to the day that I drop, you'll never say that I'm not killing them.
Okay. Can you guys hear me? Basically, it's an early morning stream. Probably not very many of you are going to be here for this, but I just wanted to talk about what a lot of people in the Discord do while they're waiting for their main coins to do their whips and whatnot, because once you have over a certain point, or if you're like me and you're just day trading all day, this is the kind of thing that you have to do to speed things up, really. You can pick those Whippy coins, yeah, and you're going to make quite a bit of money, but so let's play with this, right? So the general idea is it's a mixture of A, B, and position trading. So what we're doing is, see, this is Crypto Market Scanner, and I'm going to explain why I like Crypto Base Scanner over Crypto Market Scanner. Crypto Market Scanner has been kind of dead recently. It bugs out a lot. I don't know if it's just me, but I've definitely seen a lot of other people have that issue. So what I like to do is I use Crypto Base Scanner. Yes, it costs money, but you can get a free trial for 7 days, and as of right now you can keep making accounts to get it for free, essentially, but you will be missing out on a lot of other options that the scanner has. So let's go into it. So what I do is switch over to QuickScan, right? And then what we're going to do is clear this, right? We're going to go over here, we're going to set our Bitcoin volume 0.4, give or take, okay? Time frame, we're going to go down to 10 minutes because we're day trading, right? Drop percentage, we're going to do 4%, that way we can just catch everything. Yes, B Bunnet. Oh, it's Dick. Hey, Dick. Wait, are you Dick? Yeah, I think you're Dick. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so we have this set up. I have Binance and Cryptopia checked. I normally have KuCoin checked and HitBet because you can play all three, right? So we see here Morph Bitcoin, Fat Finger, 21%. So we go over here, Morph, check this. It's got a nice 11 volume. Looks like it just had a pretty nice spike down, 30.50 with the set. Last price 245, right? So we would go on HitBet and we would find where it went to. Last bid price 241. So it went all the way here. Now this was a drop of from the base, right? Because we're base trading essentially. That was a pretty good drop, so maybe we could buy a little bit of this, right? So now we go. Well, first things first, we need to check, right? When this thing drops, does it bounce up? It seems like it does. Personally, I wouldn't play this coin, even though yes, it's respected. It looks pretty good, but it's a little bit too new for my taste, right? It's so if you go here, from it coming out, oops, it is only 24 days, and I've seen a lot of these coins just like fucking plummet. So don't really want to mess with that, right? So yeah, like I said, it just went down. Holy shit. To 12. Alright, so it's going down a little bit. So maybe we'll uncheck HitBit for right now, just to... No, we're gonna keep it on just so we can find an example. We're gonna keep this on in the background of the video, and we're gonna kind of play it as if we were playing it, right? So let's go back to the other example. I only played this once. I know a lot of other people played it a ton. So let's switch this down to the 15-minute. So that's what we're gonna do, right? It's a day trade, so we don't really want to look at this on the hour. We're just looking at it on the hour to get a general gauge of what it's doing, right? It's like right now we're pretty much down to the bottoms of this thing. But we look and see when it drops. Does it come back up? It seems like it comes back up. It's had a few very, very nasty drops. Let me see if I can find it before its giant price hikes. Where are you at? Is this it? This might be it. No. There's only a 50% drop. Well, I can't exactly find it, but I know it dropped a ton. Yeah. Anyway, this thing normally respects its bases. I think it has every single time. So this was kind of safe to play, right? So what people did is they dropped this thing down to like the 15-minute or maybe even the 5-minute, and they caught this thing on the scanner. Okay, so look, Zoe and Mana. So a ton of things just dropped. There's a lot of activity right now because Bitcoin is dropping. So Bitcoin right now is $6,200. That means there's a lot of price action on all of these other coins. So let's go ahead and look for Zoe. How would we play this? Right here, we wouldn't really play this. So this is, it pumped up. This is at 78%. It's grabbing these bases, right? Because this thing respects its bases. But if you caught this thing right here, where you see it starting to fall down, you could have maybe thrown a few buys in here. And then you can set your sells. What a lot of people do is they'll either look on the order book, or what I do personally is I just look at the chart. And oftentimes, right around here at the base, right, because it's AB, lower volume, I put my sells. I layer my sells around here. Because right now, this is a highly manipulated order book, right? We can't really tell what's real and what's not. This 1292 order, that could be fake, or it could be real, we don't really know, right? But you go up here at 37.98, we can't even see it, but there's a very big wall somewhere around here. It's a 0.4 wall. That could be fake and it could not be. So what a lot of people like to do is they would put their sells right around this 37.75 area, okay? Right around this area. So they would sell it, they would be looking for up here. I'm personally not like that. I don't believe in the order book for a lot of these shit coins. For a lot of the higher volume coins, I believe that the order book makes all of the difference and you should always be using it. But for this, I would highly suggest to limit it to this area around here. So say you caught it here, it dropped, okay? You're here now, you get a few buys in. My sells would all be right around here. Yes, it did bounce all the way up here, and you would only be making, if you caught it at the bottom, 43%, and you could have made 70%. But we honestly don't know where these things are going to be, okay? Now you could have looked on the order book and kind of tried to play it, so you would go on to the 5 minute, right? And you could try to play all of these little dips, because it dropped here too, right? Bounced up, dropped here. You could buy somewhere around here, probably look at the order book. If you see a lot of this, right, you can kind of tell and watch, although I would go to the Cryptopia site itself and look at the order book, because we can see a lot of red coming in here, right? A lot of red. And we also see this order book starting to get a little bit thicker here, okay? We don't know yet, right? But this thing could definitely plummet down. It's looking a little bit bearish, okay? So it went all the way up. What does it do when it goes all the way up? Well, we just look at the past. This was a nice bounce, dropped all the way down. We go back here, go up here. It dropped here, then it dropped all the way down, up, down, and so on and so forth. This is where it stays kind of whippy, right? But when it's doing its drops and its bounces, it doesn't seem to like to be up there for very long, okay? So this is the general idea of how you would trade these charts. So I'm actually gonna switch off Binance, and no, I'm gonna put Binance on, but we're gonna remove Hipbit. It's putting up a lot of weird. So let's look for Go on KuCoin. What are we doing here? Another interesting thing this can do, with a 4% drop, you can oftentimes catch a lot of channels, right? So maybe you'll catch this, and it dropped here, okay? Dropped right there, and you're like, oh, well, that looks like a pretty decent channel, right? So then you can put a buy in, okay? And then you can sell it at the top of that channel. But what a lot of people use it for, me as well, is to try to find these drops, okay? So we don't know where this thing is going to drop. In fact, I wouldn't play this because it's gone up quite a bit, right? And everything that goes up really has to come down. It's just kind of how it is. So let's go ahead and refresh this because it's being weird. Okay, so not only has it had a nice big pump, but we also don't know really the history of it, okay? Because it's kind of new. So let's look back. Looks like Zoe dropped again. So what we would do is we would put in Zoe and we would check it. And this is the gist of how to day trade throughout the day for these AB coins. Still wouldn't play it. Some people might try to play a pullback. So what they would do is they would go ahead and take this tool and then they would put it up, okay? Or maybe they would say that the breakout started here. The idea is you take it from the breakout to the end, okay? And you look and you see, you wait for it to hit 0.5 and you look at the order book and you're deciding, okay, is this thing going to drop? Is it going to rise? That's what they're trying to figure out, right? So, as of right now, we have no idea, okay? All my alerts are going crazy because Bitcoin is just going nuts. Luckily, I pulled out of it. So, I'm not feeling all of the pain right now. That's nice. Pulled out last night because I thought it was starting to look a little bit spooky. Here, I'll actually bring it over. Now this is a little bit of technical analysis, but I find that technical analysis on a lot of these charts actually does work a little bit. Not so much the indicators, because the RSI, I don't really like it very much. I know how it works, the whole divergence, whatnot. But just looking at the patterns alone, you can kind of tell. This is one pattern that I normally believe in quite often, and it's called a rising wedge, right? So it's doing this, it's making that nice little, what we can see is a nice little channel, okay? But then it shrinks, right? And then it goes here, and then it's starting to shrink, and it's starting to go up. And what this is called is a rising wedge, okay? And right around here, I realized as it was coming down, I'm like, okay, I gotta pull out of this, because when you get enough money from AB, you will eventually not want to stay in Bitcoin forever, because this thing is very volatile, right? Like just in the past, what is this? Last month, okay? It's gone down 38%. You don't really want to be a part of that, okay? So you really only want to trade when it's in these sideways motions when you have a little bit more money. But anyway, so I drew this and I realized, okay, this thing is shrinking. It's probably going to fall. It's done it in the past, right here. Here it didn't. There was really nothing here. You couldn't really tell what was going on. To me, it just seemed like it was just going to keep going on forever, and that's the flaw of TA, okay? Trying to do your crystal ball. But I really thought that it was going to fall, and sure enough, it did fall, and I saved myself 9.2% now, so I'm kind of happy that I did. Where this thing is going to fall, what we can do is use, you know, the basics. Let's switch over to the 4 hours, and we need to figure out where is the next support, okay? Now if it breaks this thing, all hell is going to go loose, right there, okay? If it breaks this, all of the TA people, all of the investors even, people are going to freak the fuck out because, oh no, it's finally broken its 5,900 mark. Bitcoin can never do that. Well, the next point that you're going to be looking for is right here. So that is another 11% down. And then the next spot that you're looking for, sadly, is somewhere down here. So this thing could really, really, really fucking plummet. We don't know yet, right? But even if you look here, look at that. A lot of people were expecting this, especially when Twitter started getting really bullish. A lot of people I know started thinking, okay, this thing is probably going to plummet because Twitter is never right. Right? Well, unless it's Ripple. But anyway, that's kind of how I play with Bitcoin. I know other people do something different. But anyway, during all of this is a really good time for you to get into other coins because there's a lot of volatility. Okay? So keeping this open and just trading off of this, that's a great, great thing. So here we go. So it keeps coming down. We're going to start looking. This really started to open up, right? So what's our first mini wall is 3003. Well, that's the 618 region, isn't it? That's kind of interesting. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of look at that area and watch this order book closely to determine if it's a good idea to buy at the 618. Now this is the general gist of pullbacks, okay? You don't normally just buy in the 0.5. You don't just buy in the 618. You can, but it's essentially gambling because you don't know how it's going to react. So we need to open up the actual Cryptopia site and we need to look at the order book. We need to see the orders coming in to understand the order flow. To understand the order flow is through practice, watching tutorials, videos, etc. There's actually a video that I've been watched right here. The Institutional Order Flow Technical Analysis Series, CryptoCred. It was actually pretty interesting. I would highly recommend you watch it. It's about an hour long. I watched it on 1.25x, so it was a little bit quicker. So, this is what Bitcoin is doing. It's going crazy, pretty spooky. This is the big moment. Is it going to break this? Okay. If it breaks that, all hell is broke loose. It's definitely going at least here at 5,300. More alerts are going off, so we go ahead. Let's go look at J8T. Okay. Switch it to over the hour. Kind of just looks like a pump and dump to me, so I'm not really going to touch it. We go ahead and look at. Let's try QAC. Okay. Nah. See, this is a little bit too new for me too. I won't trade coins this new. I know some people do it because there are insane gains, right? Look at this, it's a 12% channel. You don't really see that very much anymore. But on these new coins, there's a ton of people that think that it should be higher, and a ton of people that think it should be lower, which creates this nice little argument, okay? One moment, I have some messages. Yeah, all of those little things are my alerts. Sorry if they're messing with you if you have your own alerts on. Oh no, somebody in the margin trading may have been liquidated. Yikes. So we're still looking. HXX has a nice little drop, so let's go ahead and take a look. That was that coin yesterday that went crazy and people made a fuck ton of money from. Just off of this thing. I bet you they had this open, okay? Or they had this open, and they waited for a drop. And they got that drop, okay? And they went and looked at it, and they were like, oh. So let me try to even 1 hour. We go here, okay? Boom, okay? So they caught it right there. Right there. Probably have to go to the lower time frame. Right there. So they saw this on their scanner, okay? They opened the coin, saw this, and they were like, holy shit, this looks pretty good. And I remember that this was the order, this was the sell, and they were right next to each other, okay? Now, a drop like this normally means that there's some type of news. I'm not sure if there was news with this. I didn't look it up, unfortunately, but I know this thing has dropped before from drop things? Drop ship? I don't fucking know. Well, anyway, one of those things, right? And I put a buy. I was just like, fuck it, I'll market buy because, okay, it's 19% down, I'll nibble. So I put in, I think, 0.08, 0.07, just like a little nibble, right? Because this thing gets a lot of fucking volume whenever it moves, so that little 0.08 isn't really going to affect it very much. And I figured, okay, if this thing drops even more, I'll go ahead and buy more. Well, it never did. It bounced back up, and I sold right around here, just using that same strat that I talked about, right around there. I had some sells, and they all went off, okay? So it was just a very, very easy, like, 19 or 20%. I didn't stick around. I was stupid. I went to the beach, so maybe that wasn't smart. But I had a lot of fun, so maybe it was. But anyway, this thing drops again, and then starts probably around here, okay? So it looks like that, and there was probably quite a few walls, okay? Now one wall, if it's just one wall, just like this, that one Bitcoin wall, I wouldn't really trust it, okay? But when you go into here, and you start seeing all of this noise, well, that's actual buy orders, okay? These aren't just all going to disappear, okay? So that's something that you can trust. So right now, where are we looking for? All right, what are we looking for? So it's going to be that is the 72, okay? 71, 71.3. So down here, okay? Make a little note of that. And then what are all of these? It's a lot of Bitcoin. But around 7 is what we're looking for. So it looks to me like this thing is going to do something like that, okay? It's going to go up, and then maybe we're going to get another down. We don't 100% know. We have to use the order book to find out, right? But over here, when it dropped for that second time, I bet the order book was very, very green, and there were big walls, probably even up to here, probably all the way there, okay? And a few of them may have been released, okay? And you got some buys here. I don't really like those coins. But anyway, it dropped, okay? And then it went up. And then right here, right, it was probably starting to look a little bit weak again, okay? And how you would have sold with this, same idea, same exact idea. Boom, right there. You use the previous resistance as, sorry, the previous support as resistance now. So right here, we decide to sell there, say we bought it even here. That's a nice little 10%. It's basically a scalp at that point because it's the 5-minute chart, right? So now we're going here. This thing drops right past it. I'm assuming the walls got lifted up. And then look, up again, okay? So what's it gonna do now? Drops back down. If you would have bought here, it would have fucked you up. And that's why you always have to look at this. But then look at it, it drops down. There are probably some nice walls, a lot of buying pressure. I am going to be watching the scanner to see if I can find you one of these things in real time. But then it bounces up, okay? Just like that. Nice 29%. It's pretty good. And this is the gist of how you play these trades, okay? Even Luke talks about it, that he'll flip it down on the really, really low time frame and basically just day trade these things. Alright, Nebel. Nebel's pretty good. If there's a drop in Nebel, it's normally good. It's Hitbit, right? No, KuCoin. Go to the hour. This thing's on a very, very strong downtrend. Okay, so let's try to put this into action. Pretty good volume coin, 1.6. It's decent. It seems to be doing the same thing that it's been doing, just dropping down. Doesn't really correct its past channel that well. So here's where you can expect it to bounce to, right around that area, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to figure this out. 10% drop. What are we at? So it looks like the order book is getting pretty thick. There was just a ton of sells into it. We go here. Looks pretty thick. I think this thing is gonna bounce. Okay, so what I would do is I would set some orders here, here, and then arbitrarily, because this thing doesn't drop very hard often, right? I would go ahead and set my next layers here. Now a big thing about this is it's position trading, so you need to layer in. We don't know if this is going to be the bottom, we just know that this is an okay nibble, okay? Now we would start getting really heavy if this thing like fat fingered down here, okay? That would make a lot of sense. So let's look at the next one. So we just put our buys in, boom, put our buys, move on. We would have our alert set, it would like bing or bong, whatever, as soon as you get that. So let's look at this next one. Well, this is in a nice little channel, huh? It's pretty good. So remember what I was talking about, finding channels using this method? Well, here you go. This is basically case number one. Looks like we have some pretty damn good support. Now this looks like a pretty good channel to play, right? 7%. So what we would do is we would set some buys right here, and we would wait. If those buys went off, we would set some sells here. Boom, you just found a channel using the scanner. Isn't that pretty cool? When this thing drops, we look in the past, but it looks okay. Let's look at it. Maybe that looks pretty scary, okay? Look at this. It's dropping. Oh no. Okay? Drops, 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 bounces up. Well, that's pretty cool. Drops, 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 and it bounces up to get you out. So you had two opportunities to get yourself out of this one. You should be okay on this. This looks like an okay coin. Even right here, drops, bounces up. Okay? Drops, bounces up. Drops, bounces up. So this is a pretty safe channel to play. I would definitely play this. It has 72 volume. You can put as much as you want into this thing. And it really won't affect it. You could play with, like, probably a 0.1 Bitcoin. Probably not even mess with it that much. Here's a 0.14. That's 32,000. Let's look in the order book. I see a few 20,000, 30,000, 10,000. So what I would do is I would layer in 0.1 here. I would go, I don't know, I would do 20, 30, 50. So 20% of 1 is 2, 30% of 1 is 3, and then I would do a 5 layer right here. So 0.05, 0.03, 0.02. Okay? And then I would do a 0.02, 0.03. Bleh. I fucked up the math, but you get my idea, right? That's what I would do for these. And look at that, just using this we found a nice little channel. So what we do here now is, okay, Let's add market to our favorites. Cool. Would you play a 0.1 even if the book doesn't show very many size orders? Ah, that's exactly what I was talking about, is that there are orders of 0.1 in here, but it does make a tiny little wall. I would want to blend in even better. So what I would do is I would make the 0.1 into the 20, 30, 50. So the highest I have is a 0.05. If we look, 0.05 wouldn't even really take up much of this chart at all, right? So I would definitely play that. And you guys can play this. It's 73 volume, so go nuts. PRL, let's go look at PRL. Oh, next thing I'll talk about is it's very important to have your filter list. These are all a bunch of shitty coins that have like either, I don't know, they're just shitty coins. I'll copy and paste them so that you can use it. I guarantee you every single one of those is pretty garbage. Maybe they're fixed now, I don't know. I made this list a month ago. But most of them were just either pump and dump coins or really low Satoshi coins. Anyway, back to Pearl. We look at Pearl, what was that? Pearl Bitcoin. Okay. You see this nice little drop. Does this thing drop often? Well, it looks like this coin drops pretty often, so I wouldn't really buy it here. This isn't exactly a AB coin like our past coin that we just found. The shortest that I would buy is right around here. And if it dropped to here, maybe set in a few buys, because it could just bounce right up, right? We don't know. But I would set a few buys here just for a day trading position. It wouldn't be very much. Maybe I only play 0.05, and I want to play 1.5 in here, right? Or 0.15 rather. But it has pretty good bounces, and they don't take very long. 13th to the 15th, that was a, look at that, 42% bounce. It's pretty good. So what I would be doing is looking here, setting some buys here. We look here, 27.27 is the first wall, which is right around here, the bottom of this. But we see that's a very big wall, and there's not very many things behind it. Therefore, we can assume that it's probably a spoof wall. We think that this isn't real, okay? This probably isn't real. But then on the flip side, we look at the sell side, and we see it's very, very, very thin, right? So let's open up the depth chart. What do we see here? So right here, 27.27, here's our nice little spoof fake wall, okay? Although here, we have it free all the way up to 30.72-ish, and if you're really pushing it, 31.35. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make nice little notes, okay? See right there, and right there, right? Let's look, 31.35, 30.91, bring that up. Pretty close to each other, actually. So this is our support resistance, okay? This is our resistance. You want to have your cells under this area because it starts getting a little bit thicker over there. But since you're day trading, you're going to be constantly looking at this. So what I like to do is I set a timer, okay? So every 30 minutes, every hour, whatever, a little thing will go off and be like beep, and then I'll look, okay? And I'll look through all of my charts, and I'll look at these walls again, and I'll draw new lines. Now this is the Sunshiny method. She's an actual stock trader. She was for a very long time. She's helped me tremendously. And this is one of the methods she uses. This is actual, like, trading 101. So, for this coin, maybe set a few buys here. Doesn't matter, okay? And then set some sells up here. Now that's a pretty good game. Oops. I know where it was though, it's okay. It's like a 15% gain, that's pretty good. Probably only take you a day. We look at the next one, DivX. I love DivX. I've made a lot of money off this coin, just off of how much it drops. I haven't played any of this though, not a single bit. But now that it's dropping, it's starting to look a little juicy again, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the order book. What do we got? This nice little bumpiness, those are probably real orders. But unfortunately, it has 79 Bitcoin volume, and it's only 2 volume to get all the way to 26,429. Okay? That's all the way down here, guys. I'm not fucking touching this coin. Right here anyway. I don't think this is the end of the drop. There's a lot of sell pressure, but you can watch this. You can go onto the Cryptopia site. You know what? I can just log out, and I can go to it. So let me just log out of my Cryptopia. Okay. Let's go to the exchange, and let's go to DivX. So what we're doing is we're watching, 1, the sell orders, and 2, the market history. Now what do we see a lot of in this market history? Sell, 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 sell. So we're thinking that this thing is going to drop further. So would we layer here? Fuck no. No, of course not. But what we're going to do is we're going to be watching at these key resistance points, because this is where it can stop and make a little bounce, okay? Even though the order book looks like shit right now, right? All it takes is for those, just a few people to decide, okay? But we're going to check all of these spots. So as soon as it gets here, even right here, we're kind of watching this nice little pause, okay? We go into the, we're going to also lower this for sure. The 5 minutes, still on a straight downfall, okay? So now we drew our supports, and we're watching. We're definitely watching. We have some more alerts. Let me put Bitcoin back over there. Bitcoin seems to still be in a nice little fall, but there was a little bit of bounce. Not sure where it's going to bounce to, so let's go to 5 minutes. We might be going back up to around 62-ish, although it looks like it already dropped from there, so actually, yeah, about 62.02, 61.96-ish, maybe a bounce to on Bitcoin. Anyway, back to DivX. We're still watching it. We're deciding when is a good time to get into this coin. Now this is a panic, okay? We're in panic mode. So far we're down 12%, and there is a possibility of going down over 27%. So we're watching. Oh, looks like Zoe just dropped again. So now we're gonna go to Zoe. All while paying attention to this would be on another monitor, just watching, because this is a big coin, right? You're watching for the order book, okay? So this is all still sells, not really worrying about it yet. We're going down. Zoe, what are we doing? Also, you also have to look at the sell orders and the buy orders. Are there a lot of buy orders coming in? Well, there's a nice little thing at 29001. So then we would go here and we would mark the 29001, but I will do that in a second. So, how is our pullback going? Has it gone anywhere? Looks like we had a nice little bounce off the 0.5. Oh, we couldn't have really known that unless we were watching the order book from the Cryptopia site, and we could have maybe seen that it was going to bounce here, but I personally wouldn't have played a pullback this small. Unless it went to the 618 or the 786 area, I wouldn't have really played it, personally. I know people will, but the risk-reward just isn't that good. So let's talk about risk-reward for a second, okay? Just doesn't those volume spikes look manipulative on DivX? Yes, but, big but here, everything is manipulated on these shit coins, for sure, 100%. Go to the hour, like, just look at the volume, spike, 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 look familiar? Okay. Everything is manipulated on these shitcoins, 100%. So, we go to this, you see this little pullback. We're not going to play this, so what we would do is we would set a little alert right here. If it goes under this, maybe I'm starting to get interested, okay? I played the same exact thing, by the way. Switch to the hour on its first drop. Dropped here, I caught it right around here. Realized it was still going down because the order book was all red. Didn't know the news yet. Decided not to get in. Drops further, further, further. Right around here, we were starting to get signs of life, but it was still looking very bearish. And sure enough, it drops down. I had a few buys set. I think I bought right around here, and I made 40% off this. Okay, it was pretty good. It was really clear pattern though. That's all. Yeah, there's a lot of the coins that have this though, but yeah, you're right. This is super manipulated. But a lot of these coins are manipulated, and what this is called is wash trading. So maybe it was hard to get in when it was doing its little squiggles. But I know from experience that I've played these drops, and it has gone great. So this thing does play nice. Looks like we're still free falling. Switch over to the 15-minute to try to give us better read on what's going on. 3271, so we go ahead and see. This is starting to run into any buys yet. Are we getting any buy orders pushing up? No, buy orders aren't really pushing up. In fact, the buy orders are shrinking. Remember, there was 2 857, so these are things that you want to remember. Okay? 857 right here, 2900. We're gonna make a little note of that. Right there. Okay? And we're even gonna write wall. Smallish wall. Okay. Oh, there we go. Zoe just dropped. That was our little pop. Boom, 618. Now we can look. What do we got? Sell, 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 sell. Are there any buy orders? Big buy orders. 2705. Where's the 2705? I wouldn't buy this. You could nibble here now for the 618. Have you ever made Forex trading? I have not. I have only traded crypto. However, I have dabbled in a little bit of penny stock trading, paper trading on Thinkorswim. So that's about it. Next year, I'm hoping to maybe move into make a little account for penny trading and see how it goes, just to test it out. Anyway, 2820, 2587. So what do we see? There's a nice big order on 3000. 3000, where are we at? Right here. This thing's probably going to bounce. So let's try to get a buy in here. So we put a buy, and let's just sell at 382. It's not bad. 382. So what is that? 3261. Look at that. It's right under the big order. So 3261, pop it right here. Maybe collect your buy, or your sell rather. So I'm going to actually refresh this so that I have it on an open spot. What we're going to do is we're going to set an alert under, and we're going to set an alert above. Now, if this thing drops further, we're not going to panic because this thing always bounces quite a bit. So if it goes right here, maybe we set a sell right here and we've got to break even. This is starting to get a lot better risk reward. Up here, when it was up here or even here, our options were 9% gain for 15% loss, or even 9% loss if it went down further. Okay, that's not very good risk reward. And an easy way to figure this out is there's actually this nice little risk reward checker. Okay, look at that. So the possibility is probably around here that it's definitely going to bounce. We don't know. This is probably our maximum gain. So if we look right here, there is risk reward of 0.58. This isn't a very good risk reward. So maybe we don't, let me actually move that up. 0.72. I don't know if I would make this trade. I don't think it's a very good trade. It looks like the wall was pulled by the looks of it. Yep, so 2705 is where the next thing is. 2705 is just going to be right around here. Look at that. It's going to use this actually, which is the support now, or resistance. But say you bought into that 618 because you're trying to just basically gamble with the fib lines, which it does work often, but it doesn't, it's not the smartest thing. You would set some sells around here right away, right under this. So let's see if it goes back up there. We'll find out. The general area is right around here that you want to buy, though, apparently, according to the order book anyway. And it's still selling though. Sell, 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 sell. It's been one buy, but it's been for 147. It's not very strong. Let's go back to DivX. How are we doing on DivX? I have 3 monitors, but unfortunately I don't really know how to set them all up, and I don't really want to. So, okay. Let's go back here. What are we looking on DivX? We still see a lot of sells, but look at that. There's a little bit of life. A buy. 5. Yeah, no, there's no life yet. This thing is still plummeting. It may bounce off of a random order, but I'm not really seeing it. What do we have to look for? 29 is still our little small wall. That's our 0.7 wall. And then, not 0.7 wall, sorry. 0.24. Go down. Where do the orders start getting really thick? Man, there's just no thick orders on this thing. 26,301, which is all the way down here back to this support, right? So, this is how we day trade this thing. We would not buy yet. It's not good. We would always be looking at this, seeing this Zoe drop. Has it gone back up at all? Doesn't look like it. So now we're waiting. Looks like CTL had a nice drop, so let's just go look at that. All while keeping this in mind, multiple monitors definitely do help. CTL, again, wouldn't trade it. Look at that. It's just too short of history. You can trade it, but I feel it's kind of gambling because you just don't really know how the chart reacts at all. Sunshiny actually ran into this issue yesterday where she played one of these coins and it dropped and it had to go 420% up to break even. Well, it did, but she bought it at near the top. So I think she got out probably like minus 10% or so. Not really sure. Another one, TMT. It's too new. Not going to play it. So what do we got? ETN. I've played ETN. ETN's a good coin. For sure. What was that? ETN. KuCoin. Okay. It's still on this nice little drop. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this as our mini base. So that was our first little bounce, right? And then the same idea, we would go on to the KuCoin charts. We would look at where it was going to stop. We would set some buys, and then we would set some sells. And that is the general gist for how to day trade these shit coins throughout the day. Normally it isn't quite this busy. Don't let this fool you, but it's all because of this, okay? When Bitcoin moves, everything moves, right? And this is actually how you get the grind downs. Buy high, sell low, buy new listed coins, and go all in every time. Got it. Yep, 100%. That's how you do it. But yeah, do you guys have any questions, or do you have anything that you want me to go over? AB, position trade, some charts that you have. I have some time because I'm currently waiting for some money to come in to buy this dip. So, gonna put in some money to buy some dip action. I can go over that, where I'm gonna maybe put a little nibble in. I'm definitely gonna put a nibble in right here at the 5.9 because why wouldn't I? It's a nice little support zone, and if this breaks, all hell is going loose anyway, so I'm actually going to have a stop loss. Oh no, a stop loss, I know, crazy. But if this thing breaks, I firmly believe that's going to go 9.77% down, so I'm going to have a stop loss right around here for 2%. That way, if they maybe push it down 1% or so, it's not going to be too big of a deal if it bounces up. But the 2% stop loss is going to stop me from losing a lot of money if it keeps falling down. So this is going to be my first nibble, have a stop loss of 2%. I'm going to go ahead and switch this to the 4 hours so I can show you exactly where I'm buying. Right here, the 53, I'm going to have another nibble down. That's about 13% down, yeah? Another 10% down. I have a little nibble here. Now if this thing breaks, I'm also going to have a stop loss, but this stop loss is not going to be quite as tight because it's not quite as strong of a base. It is still a strong base, don't mind that. It's a very, very strong base. But if it breaks because of panic, I want to be out of it. So this is also going to have a 3% stop loss because I'm going to give it a little bit more wiggling room because it could go here, okay? Really, where all of my buys are going to be is this area, okay? These are where I'm getting heavy as fuck. That's the 4K area, the 3K area. This is how to position trade in a nutshell. CTL, it is rebranded BXC, and I remember you were playing BXC. Probably was playing BXC, actually. Was it? Okay. If it was BXC, I think I remember that. That's the whippy one, right? Then this might be safe to play. Good call. HPV. Ah, yeah. HPV. The disease. So, one problem that I'm looking at right now is that this coin is not an AB coin. As soon as this happened, okay? In fact, let's go back further in history. Maybe we can find it again. This thing drops a lot, right? I would classify this thing as a hybrid coin. It does both. You can trade at whips, okay? Look at all these. This is cool. Sell it for lots of money. Nice 3%. Realistically, a lot of these are wash trading. You probably won't get into it. But if you can get into it, that's really nice whips. But as soon as this happened, or in other case, is this happen where it drops down like this? And look at this. Some traditional TA would have saved your ass here. It's a nice double top. Anyway, we go over here. Maybe it'd be a triple top. It's, no, not quite a triple top. Pretty close. Anyway, it goes up here, makes this little top, starts losing volume, makes another top even though the volume is down because of manipulation and blah blah blah. People are like, oh, it's gonna go for this nice little run. Well, that's called a bull trap. Anyway, drops down. Where would you have bought? If you were me, I probably would have bought right around here because this is the nice little next resistance like we talked about. Right here, you probably wouldn't have caught this, but the next support that you would have bought is probably right here, and then you would have bought here, and then you would have been starting to really get scared because this was the next area of support for it, right? It's kind of spooky. But if you bought there, it would have been pretty cool. But keep in mind, you would just draw these lines, and then you would look, because you're position trading it. You would look at the chart, you would look at the history, you would look at the order book as it was falling. So you need to figure out when this thing is going to stop. Okay? So let's go back to Zoe. What's still going on with Zoe? We haven't had a bounce yet. It dropped here, hasn't moved. Let's go over to DivX. Might have my first major loss. It's tragic. What is it? Ah, DivX, by the way. Here it is. 15 minutes. My stupid lines are gone because Coinigy is shit, even though I have them on. So you would have to go back and turn your things back on. This is why you don't turn it off. BXC, check in Discord. Where'd you post it? If you okay, but if you bought ETH, you were expecting some bad shit. Let's be real. That shit just pumped like 20%. And we're in a bear market, baby, so 20% is a lot. So CTL is what you were in? When did it drop? Or are you just talking about for market open? This, right here, when it rebounded. Is that what you're talking about? Started AB when I... Oh god. Let's just for fun. Just for fun. Well, it's never hit 1500, but let's say you bought it near the top. Let's even go here. You're only down 61%. That's okay. You've definitely made more than that, AB. Anyway, you would go back to your scanner and you would just keep doing this all day. Normally it's not going to be quite this busy, but you can definitely get quite a bit of money from it if you're playing them, because there's always drops, there's always bounces. That's the entire strategy. So did you buy at the new market opening, Jantarum? Go back to HPB though to help you out. This is a position coin. No. 100%. It unfortunately does not bounce very well. It's a rather shitty position coin. So if you're going off of this base, you'd be fucked, right? Because look, that's as high as it went. Also, another double top. I know you guys don't like TA, but I do use very generic TA to understand a little bit better the market. I can actually give you this pattern list. The ones I don't use are the cup and handle. I think it's worthless. Every bilateral thing is just worthless as well because, oh, it can go up or down. You don't say. Although the rising wedge, I do use that. I use the falling wedge. I use the double top, and I use the double bottom. I don't use head and shoulders, and I don't use inverse head and shoulders, but I will use the falling wedge and the rising wedge because I do believe that they're worth it. Send a screenshot. I don't see it. Are you sure you're sending it to the right person? Candlestick patterns? Well, the thing for a lot of candlestick patterns I've learned reading books and stuff is that a lot of candlestick patterns are complete bullshit for crypto, right? Because candlesticks really matter on open market and closed market, but this market never closes or opens, so it's always doing something. A hammer is still pretty strong on anything over like 4 hours, I would believe, or for a weekly if you see a nice little hammer, or a doji is pretty strong. But yes, I have studied candlestick patterns. I don't know if you know who Filicone is, but back when his guide was free, that's where I learned all of my basic TA. And then I've looked on my own for videos, and I've read a book. Candle Trading for Dummies. Ugh, I was very dumb back then. Don't you get in too many coins? How to focus on only a few coins? Yes. Well, the idea is that... Oh, Cryptopia General? I'll check it out. 1 second, though. This is if you have more money. Keep in mind. Or if you just really hate the idea of AB, because you can grow your account like this. Yenko grew his account like this completely. He started off with like $400, just like me, and using this strategy, he hit like 4 Bitcoin in 4 months, 5 months. That's an insane growth. But you have to be there every single day doing this, day in and day out. Whereas AB is a lot more passive, obviously. How to focus on only a few coins. Yeah, I just answered that, basically. You would get into these 2 or 3 things, and you would stop. So, if you've noticed, I've kind of stopped looking at the scanner, and that's out of habit, because I would just be playing DivX, and I would just be playing Zoe at this point. Okay? I would keep it open, because I'd be looking for these big drops, these big, big, big drops. So, UKG, it's probably a shitcoin. Not really going to play it, doesn't really respect its bases that well. Not going to play it. Probably really low volume as well. Yeah, look at that. You can't even get in buys. It's not worth it. Alright, let me just check. I just draw bases and Bart Simpson patterns. I mean, it works. Here, let's open this up real quick. We go to 1 hour. Got our upside down bar, then we got our up bar, then we got our down bar, and the better yet is when you even go lower. Really zoom out. Doesn't even look like a chart anymore. It's just boop, 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 Bart. Bart here, little Bart there, little Bart there, Bart here, little Bart there. And just repeat over and over and over again. Also, we're getting a nice little bounce. If I were a scalper, I would be setting my cells right around here. Because that's using the next little resistance. Or, you don't have to set your cell there. I would be watching right here though, for sure. Definitely watch the order book, you could even close here. Do you ever research news in case of a big drop to ensure the fundamentals aren't completely screwed, like a major issue with their blockchain, or in case they're centralized government seizing their servers, etc.? No, I don't. That's probably a fault. Realistically, I should probably check every single time and go to... I should probably look at this every single day. I don't. If I was day trading more, I would. You can go here, and you can read, and you can actually see listings, development releases. This is really the only site you need for your news. They have everything that's upcoming. They obviously don't have things that just happen, like boom, like, you know, CEO dead, etc. But for Skycoin, for example, you could have found that on CryptoPanic by just going Sky. Here you go. And playlist of Skycoin video winners, blah blah blah. Interview the CEO got kidnapped. He had to give money back, and it's still going up for some reason. I think the CEO made a post about eating babies and being invincible. The coin's still going up. I don't fucking understand crypto. I don't think anybody does. It's a complete speculation. Dogecoin currently is like $1 billion market cap. Why is that? I have no fucking idea. It doesn't make sense. There are really great projects that are like $1 right now or a penny, which is ridiculous. And then you have shit like, I don't know. I'm very bearish on crypto in general. There are a few coins that are pretty decent, but unfortunately, there's a lot of shit that you have to wade through. So, let me look at that Cryptopia chat now. Here we go. Oh god, you bought the BART. I think. I can't even look at it anymore. So it's just CTL now, right? I assume that was up here. Maybe. Open original. $22.56. You bought at 26. Oh god. Yeah, you're fucked. That's tragic. You probably would have seen the switch here, right? I'm not really sure though. It was your trade. Right. Yeah, I sold here. I sold my BXC on probably either negative or up more. Let me check that 100% though. I'll see if I can find you. Gotta put in my little tool authenticator. Oh god, you can't see my authenticator, can you? No. Okay. Oh, that's what I'm putting the wrong one. Okay. Or just B2X, right? BXC. Fuck, I trade too much. It's so far back. When was that? 06/06/18. 06/06. When was there? Okay, I can't even click it. What the fuck? Where did I buy? Original. Okay, so I bought at 26 to buy right here. BXC. About 26.07, 25.27, and I sold it for 22.87. So yeah, I sold on this bounce right here, and I negated a lot of loss. I remember that now. Here, I don't really want to show my trade history. Yeah, I'll just screenshot it. Okay. Right there. 2287. So yeah, I have losses too. I mean, it happens for sure. Slow Finger Frank. That's an awesome name. Consider doing a live video of day trading, placing real orders. See, the issue I have with that is that I know a ton of people that have done that, and then they get hacked. I have a ton of stuff in place, but as soon as you start, like, fanning the money and, like, showing that you have something, people start sniffing around. And I'm not naive enough to think that I'm 100% protected. I take precaution, but I know that there's a possibility. And that's my issue with it. So this is kind of the closest I can get is this DivX trade, which is still looking pretty bearish, by the way. Let's go back here. Yeah, still dropping. Yeah, shit, don't do that. Yeah. So that's my fear with that. That's why I'm so careful. I made a new Coinigy account to, yeah, you know. Which, yeah. So Zoe, over here actually. Ah, here we go. Probably 15 minutes. Still waiting on this pullback. We're seeing how that's going. Say you bought at 618 again, like I talked about, even though this was definitely the spot to go. On HPB, average buy price is 34.93. Let me open up a new one. HPB. Oh, ETN is going. Fuck. Okay, so first buy area, just like we talked about, right around here. This is a nice little support area, so anywhere in this area we're going to be watching that book and we're going to be making sure that it's not going to keep falling. Possible to bring down average more, or could I expect a pop? Well, you missed the bounce. That was your bounce. So at this point, it can drop more, because it did do its bounce. Your average is 34.93. Right there. Oh god. Are you all in? How much money do you have to play around with? In the past, I know this doesn't help now, but seeing stuff like this, and stuff like this, and stuff like this, and stuff like this, and stuff like this, even when it was first here, stuff like this, this is a hybrid coin for sure. It can drop at any time. About as much as I'm in HPB now. Oh god. How much are you down? Oh! That's not nearly as bad as I thought it was. So let's look at the books. Looks like there's going to be some buy action for sure. 34.5 is the first fake wall. You're not as fucked as I thought. Here we go. Yeah, you're okay. It's not nearly as bad as I thought it was. 3936. Where are we at? What are we doing, Zoe? I can just go over here. Boom! Jumped up. So if you set your sell at break even though you fucked up, and you just arbitrarily bought at 618, you're good to go. However, if you were smart and watched the order book and realized that the 786 region was the right way to go, your sells would probably be at the 382, like I talked about, 3261. Let's see how this is going. Yeah, I'd say it's a good spot to be. However, it can even go higher, 3446. What is that? Go to the 236 zone. So, what I would be doing now is really watching this. We need to watch these orders. The orders are coming in, it's going up. This is the idea of a pullback. Woo! We're all participating in our first pullback. Hey. Okay, back to HPB. Pressing matters. So this is where the wall is. Unfortunately, it's a pretty big wall. How much volume is this thing? 13. You could definitely do it. I mean, honestly, I would just use this, and I would set some cells here, because it looks like it could pop back up there. With 0.13, we look at the order book. 0.1 makes a kind of wall, 0.16 anyway. I would layer this thing, probably do a 5 layer, I would say. It's going to be a loss, but it's not going to be much. You're going to lose like, let's see, you got here. You can lose like 4 or 5%, which, granted, looking at this chart, it could be worse, right? It could be much worse. Much, much worse. Also, you have to realize, where can this thing fall to? This is its next support. Actually, this is its next support. I'm wrong. This is its next support, and this is its next support, okay? This is a pretty big fucking free fall. It's a 17% free fall. So, you have about 26.8% to go before this thing has no more supports left and starts just breaking all-time lows, which normally doesn't happen. Not knowing enough on the chart. Yep, that is the main mistake on this one for sure. But good news, it's not going to be that expensive a mistake. Even at 0.1, that's what? $600 now because Bitcoin is 6K. If it makes you feel better, you lost more on Bitcoin, just holding it. Gotta look on the bright side, right? So we're still playing DivX, just like I predicted. That shit's still free falling. No bounces. We'll go here. Any buy orders coming in yet? Oh, nice 400, 29,449. You might run into some little cheeky resistance there. Exactly what DPAV said. I could sell now and still be where I was before getting in. Oh yeah, you played a few of those whips, for sure. Yeah. Could be an idea, because it may take a while for that to jump up. We don't really know. We don't really tell the future, we just kind of react off the market. That's the entire idea of this trading, right? That's the entire idea of trading that actually works. All that bullshit that everyone tells you about is like, the stars are aligning, and on the weekly it's green or something, and then it just fucking plummets, and they're like, well, there was a small chance that it would do that, and then everyone loses money. It's like, fuck you. Read the market. And people are like, sometimes people are like, oh, it's very bearish, you should sell. You need to sell because there's a triangle forming here that is the third wave of Elliott and it's gonna go down now because it's going down for the 4th, and then it ends up just making this nice little bull run for to 20K on Bitcoin. The best TA you can honestly use is, here, let me find it. This is the best TA that you will ever use. Right now, I think we're in denial. We still have quite a far way to go. As soon as that shit hits like 543K though, we are in panic mode, okay? Well, actually, as soon as... I need to find it. Here we go. As soon as we break this line, we're in panic mode, baby. And then we're going. And then we're in anger mode as soon as this thing starts just chilling. Right. As soon as this thing starts chilling down here and down here, we're in anger, okay? And then we're gonna do this nice, long, probably 1-year bear market, maybe longer, who knows? And it's gonna go up and down, and there's gonna be a lot of like little fake bull runs. And this thing is just gonna plummet, but look at this. Does that look... Look at that. It's kind of interesting, right? So just food for thought. The traditional market does this too, by the way. It's probably where it came from. Well, gotta go on the longer one for it. This is so fucking ridiculous. Interesting. Okay. Enough of that. If your account isn't big, you should focus on one exchange 100%. For this strategy, I highly recommend Cryptopia. I think Cryptopia is the best for position trading these shitcoins. Always make sure though, as soon as you see a drop, you go here, and you look, okay? Always look. And I do recommend that you read this every single morning. You know, grab your coffee, you know, have a, you know, watching, reading. It's basically your newspaper. It's 2018 newspaper. Get to it. Today's Mt. Gox news. Creditors won and will get Bitcoin. I mean, I would sell. It's like bullshit that they're getting the money. Can't you sleep? I can't even open the site. The fuck? Have I been hacked? Is this it? Did I click the wrong link? Oh no. Okay. Okay, let's find out. Where the fuck are they getting their money back? What? Oh, creditors. Okay. Okay. Wait. Okay, they won't even see their money until next year, though. What the fuck? Why does this affect? This is what I'm talking about. The crypto, like, space is fucking retarded compared to the actual market. Because, like, Trump does a bunch of stuff that doesn't look so good for our economy, and then it still goes up because they know that it's not going to happen yet. And it hasn't happened yet because they react off the market because they're not stupid. But then you have crypto people that are like, people are getting money in next year, and it just plummets. Or China banned Bitcoin for the 7th time. They definitely won't just buy it up when it goes down and then sell it when it gets higher. No, 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 no. That's not what's going to happen. And then China makes Bitcoin legal again. It's ridiculous. Everyone just trades off emotion in this market. It's hilarious. Like, if this truly is the reason that it's going down. Okay. Yeah, that's annoying. Okay, we got another buy-in for 1. Not exactly very bullish news. Still thinking DivX is going to drop. See if there's any even walls forming yet. We have some nice walls, 29087. Yeah, it's doing this nice little baby jump. Somebody market bought a little bit. It could go up there. Never know. Still not playing it yet. I don't think it's the bottom. So do you guys have any other questions? Because I'm kind of chilling. I'm not really going to trade right now. Waiting for Bitcoin to do its thing, and then going to buy some of that. Probably not Bitcoin though. I'm going to look for what's called outperformers. So I'm going to look and be like, okay, Bitcoin has to go up 9%. Okay, go to Litecoin. Litecoin has to go up 15%, so already that's a 2x. Okay, so maybe I'll buy Litecoin instead of Bitcoin because they all react the same because they're all tethered to each other, right? Or maybe we'll go for, what are some other things? Okay, let's see. Let's try BNB. That only reacts the same. USDT. Okay, I'm not touching BNB. Let's go for... what do we got? Oh, you know what a good one is? Is actually... where is it? Did they remove it? NEO. There we go. NEO is normally a pretty good outperformer. This thing has to go... it's about the same as Litecoin, so I would be focusing on NEO and Litecoin. When drawing channels, is there a minimum amount of time you should consider to define it as a channel? No, I do not believe so. It really just depends on market history, right? So give me a coin that you're thinking of, and I'll look it up. If you give me a coin that you're looking at, I'll check and see. Base Scanner is doing lots of shit because Bitcoin, I think, is going down again. Maybe. Are we going to see our 5K drop? Does the dream come true? Yeah, there's a little bit of a bounce right there. Yeah, that might be the good idea on HPV, sadly. Even though you probably made a decent amount of money off it, which really sucks for you. But think of it as a learning cost, right? Tuition's a lot more expensive. I know. OPC. OPC. If I remember right, that's a block chart. OPC. I wouldn't trade it. At least for AB. This thing drops. It's not an AB coin. You might be able to use like Sarah's DCA method, right? Where you set some buys here. They go off, you sell them here, okay? This is how this works. I'll explain this to you in video of what Sarah does, and it's worked, it really does. So we're gonna do green for buy, okay? So you would buy here, and then you would sell here. God damn it. Okay, so that's how that would work, okay? Say it dropped again. Well, now since this blocks, right? Now you buy here, and then you. How many times am I going to do that? You know what? I'm not going to do different colors. It's stupid. And then you sell here, okay? And then it goes up here. Well, you still have your buys here. But then if it goes up here, then you put your buys there, okay? And so on and so forth, over and over and over and over and over and over, until you have like a chart full of fucking arrows, okay? And you can make a lot of money off it, but keep in mind, you need to calculate how much Bitcoin volume is in this every day, because you're in a little list, okay? As soon as you buy into this at 13, you're in this 1.07 list. It needs to go through 1.07 Bitcoin before it gets to your order. So, it can go down here and up and 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 down here and up, and you're still waiting for your order to be filled. That's what I think of OPC. ODN. Ugh. I played this. I'm like 300 up this month. Feels bad. 22. Ugh. Ah, so I was actually in OPC. And see this right here? That was me, because I sold some for like, I think like 3% loss, because I wanted to get out so that I could pull out Bitcoin last night. So, you know, you guys bought up my sells, my panic sells. But anyway, I made this nice little channel. And what we can see with ODN, I was trying to explain this, and the other thing is that it drops down, and then it accumulates, and it drops down, and it accumulates, and then boom, super spike, okay? This was just this nice little channel that doesn't happen that often. Have you gotten back into Bitcoin now? No, I have not. No, because I think it's gonna correct this and then come back down. We'll see though. I could be wrong. How's about Crave? Let's go see. Oh, let's check our coins first though. Zoe, looks like we're hitting a bit of a wall. So you probably sell here. Probably just put some sells in. Get out. Yeah, no. DivX has this nice little bounce, but I think that's from Bitcoin, to be honest. So we looked at here. Oh, we're starting to get some buys in. Still not very high though. Buy orders, they're moving up. Sell orders. Moving. Okay. So DivX, actually. Oh yeah, hit there too. Probably be a good time to nibble a little bit. Are you secretly a whale? Crate. Alright, so let's do crate now. Okay. It's a longer coin for sure. I know I personally played it way back here through all of this. It was in my first AB guide like 3 months ago or something. I told everyone just to keep buying here and here and here and here. They may still have a use for it, but unsure it's gonna do much than it already is. I wouldn't fucking touch that coin then. That's terrible. So I wouldn't really play Crave right now. you can, but it's going to be a little long. But if you're going to do it, play it off of this. Something like that number, which is a 6% channel. It's just, no, don't play Crave right now. It's not good. What you can do is you can set an alert up here, and you can set an alert down here so you see if it drops and see if it increases, and if it starts making this nice whips again. STK. 1 second, I'm thirsty. Okay. Look at this giant ass water bottle, by the way. I got it at the store yesterday. 1,500 milliliters. Oof. Delicious. Okay. Back to the topic. What do we got? Fuck, I forgot what we were talking about. Oh, steak. Okay. STK. Well, we can see it's on a very clear downtrend. Just like that. Has to break that before it starts going on its nice little bull run. But a lot of the coins are like this. So anyway, let's go down, see if this thing is AB a bull. So it looks like you can AB this. Was there some type of news? Because the volume is completely dwindled right here. So let's look. There's an AMA. Looks okay. Maybe they said something stupid in their AMA. I don't know. Hi, Crypto Yo-Yo. What's up? Okay. Will it pop to over 520? That'd be gambling. Definitely, because if it's gonna pop, since it's already broken that, this is what you're working with. Okay. Still pretty good. You know, 10%. But again, just like DivX, although this one is 0.9 volume, so it's not nearly as much, you need to look at the order book and you need to follow it. You need to see what's happening. There's really only sells going on right now. Although recently there's been a few buys, so it is starting to get a little bit more bullish. There's this nice buy wall coming up with a bunch of, looks like automated orders almost. Where can this thing go to? 499. Oh, look at that. Kind of fits my base theory, right? Is it the end of the fall? We don't really know. All we can do is go here. Remember, what we do is react to the market. We don't exactly try to predict it. But the most prediction we do is to find key support. So right now, it seems like a pretty decent spot to buy it, because look at it. It's right on that line. Okay, so this would be a decent spot. It's the lowest it's ever been. It's reaching into all-time low. They're going mainnet shortly with Divi, and Divix is going away, so be careful. Are they? Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. I think it's still gonna bounce though. Keep in mind, Skycoin bounce. BitConnect bounce. Think about that for a second. BitConnect. I think it's just BCC, right? I wonder if it's even still on these. Is that BitConnect? Let's find out. It's BCC BitConnect. Yeah, it is. Let's check this out. Okay, is this BitConnect? No, this Bitcoin Cash. Where the fuck is it under? Okay, I guess BitConnect is gone, but my point was there was like 80% bounces or something, like near the bottom of there. So you can really play the bounce on anything when you're doing this style. You just need to watch the order book and see when the buys are coming in. June 25th. Okay. ADH, is that a good one for account building? Let's find out. Well, it's a little new. But the history is proving to be interesting. Let's see. It's bounced up every time so far. It would be a little risky, but that percent might be worth it. That's some pretty fucking insane percent. I would probably set some buys around here, set some sells around here. As soon as this thing drops though, what you're expecting, as usual. So it looks to me like it's doing like little BART things, just like Bitcoin, right? This is a pretty far drop. But if you can even get 2 of these, then you would negate that out. Yeah, BitConnect is delisted everywhere for sure. CryptoPanic. Yeah, CryptoPanic's a great spot. If you don't see anything here, and you still see it dropping, say you're going for BitConnect, for example, that's a bad one. You go for ECH, okay? It normally has its Twitter, Reddit, and website. Always look at the Reddit, go to new, see what the fuck is going on. Oh no. Are we doing bad? Go to the Twitter, see if there's any announcements. All of that news. We need more memes now. Dude, Skycoin is all the memes you need. Here, let me show you this shit. Let me find it. This is hilarious, by the way. There we go. The things I do. Still looking. Maybe it's just gone forever. Ah, found it. We'll just save it really quick. Okay, check this out. This was a... Just go ahead. I am untouchable. I could murder and eat babies and would come out unscathed. I apologize for nothing. Everything I do is for the greater good of Skycoin. Sam is going to leak some voice messages, and some idiots will be offended. But then I will explain them, and people will say, I am behind Synth. He knows what he is doing, and he will do what is necessary for Skycoin to succeed, which is what I was asked to do. It's all the meme coin you need is Skycoin, baby eater coin, as I call it. Airdrops. Yeah, honestly, Skycoin reminds me of, remember that thing in Africa where he was like raising money and then he went fucking insane and started like running through the streets naked? That's what it reminds me of. Airdrops. Waste of time when you could be... Yeah, I believe they are. Let's do this shit, right? You make so much money. Either AB or position trading or doing the day trading style with this. Like, this is where the real money's at. So let's look at what DivX is doing. suppose it's been a while since we looked, huh? Why did I just type that there? Givex.com. Bring me. Having a little bounce, just like the last time. So, if you were actually watching this, you probably would have nibbled there. So you would have drawn your little support line right around here. Okay. You would have been watching that area. And then you would have drawn another support line right here. And you would have been watching that area. In and out of Bitcoin with a smallish account, say below 0.5. No, I don't think it is. It's like realistically, if you're doing AB, and if you like, especially if you're full-time trading, like, or maybe not even full-time trading, but you're trading for like 4 hours a day, then just doing like the day trading style like this. Oh look, Sens. I love Sens. I've played Sens for so long. This is falling, so what do? Well, let's look. Can we get a nice little pullback on it? That's like, this is how you have to do it, right? Like, you have to use your tools. What are we doing? Okay. So we would watch the 0.5 area, we would watch the 618 area, we would especially watch the 0.5 area because we could just do this nice little BART giant fucking pattern where you get like this 33% climb. Would AB work on any of the major coins like ADA, EOS, NEO? No, I don't believe so. Just because they're not as volatile, and that's the issue. So we look here, and yes, you have these, okay? Up and down and up and down and up and down. But with the bigger coins, they have a lot of drops, okay? So it's just much better to, if you really want to do this, I know there's people that will take anything and they'll be like, okay, that's 3%, that's a day trading base. And then what they'll do is they'll pick an arbitrary percent, they'll be like, okay, I'll buy 1% down, and then I'll sell 1% up. And then this thing drops, and okay, drop down, and I'll sell for 1%. And then this dropped, and now what? Well, they bought here, 1% down, and then they bought 2% down, and they bought 3% down, okay? And then they would sell 1 or 2% up, just like before. I know I think a lot of Slack people do that, or at least used to. Now there's a new channel for it. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the Whoopie coins, I know people are saying that like the community has destroyed Whoopie coins, but if you just look at what happened to the volume of crypto, right? Market cap of cryptocurrency, January 2018 through now. I was hoping somebody would already do it for me. Yeah, there we go. So we've lost 59% of the market since the beginning of January. That's huge, okay? What step, sorry? Oh, step approach? Like that? It's just something I figured out. Luke does it too. I mean, if we just... I don't want you guys to see my YouTube history. That would be embarrassing. So
oh man, I'm just too busy this morning to make a...
Yeah,
you're sold.
Yeah,
we have or something.
So he talks about it, and he says he buys a little here, and then he sells a little here, and then he buys a little here, and he sells a little here. He does the same approach. He makes little steps. He just doesn't really lay it out. He doesn't, like, spoon-feed it to you, right? Like, pretty much everything that he teaches, and why Kashka, and why I've made videos, and why other people have made, like, tutorials and shit, is because he's very vague on what he says. Yes, it's right, but you need trial and error, and you need to be able to grasp it. And some people just don't learn that way, right? Some people are a lot more, they need the information, like X plus B equals C, right? They don't want X plus B equals sometimes C, but also maybe Z, right? So that's why people like Kashka and myself, and I think Hodl God, right? Am I saying that name right? Put these together because it just makes it easier. We make it more, what's the word for measurable? Fuck, I went to college, believe it or not. Validity? I don't fucking remember. That is trade. So raise of global crypto market cap will lead to more intense and wider whips. Oh yeah, I believe so, for sure. Because more people will be coming in and they'll be looking, what are those hot, cheap coins? We gotta buy those hot, cheap coins because they're gonna make us rich. And then they buy wherever it's at because they just go onto the site and they're like, fuck yeah, let's get some, I don't know, ZXQ. And then they buy it, and then other people are like, well, I don't know, this is getting pretty high. And then they sell it. And then they're like, okay, well, let's just hold on to it. But then there's more people that come in, and they're like, okay, well, now it drops, so let's buy some in. And then it goes up, and then you have people like us that sell it, and it goes back down. And it just does this over and over and over again until there's like a big influx or whatever, right? And that's what creates the whips. CX tryhard. XD. This is what I'm looking for, by the way. I think we found the bottom of DivX. Or at least one of the bottoms for a little bounce. More fresh meat. Yeah, pretty much. We gotta get NBC to be like, yeah, you gotta buy Ripple now. It's only $2. Or it's only $3. And then the next week it fucking plummets like 60%. I love it. Shouldn't this past time with such low Bitcoin get more people into buying Bitcoin? I mean, maybe. Right now everyone thinks the sky is falling. Bitcoin is falling. It's going to go to 0. There's not really like a lot of hype about it yet. But they might buy it when it's a little bit lower, yeah. Keep in mind, it's still at 6,100. Before the big, like, December bull thing, wasn't it like 2K or something? I don't remember. So let's go here. When was this? October 2017, it was 3,700. So that was kind of like where the start was. Remember, we've, as like a crypto community, have already gone through like a 2-year bear market, where Bitcoin was like $100 or something, right? Something like that. 200, 300? I wasn't there. I started this year, but I mean, if it's happened once, it can happen again. I have a friend bought at 275. Yeah, it's tragic. Could you look at PHR where we're just chilling? Sure, I can do that. So this is starting to level out. It's getting kind of spooky. Maybe still hold it though. I think I would still hold it. I would have my cells at 382 firmly. Because I think we could get a nice little either 8% if you bought it to 618, or 14% if you bought there. Just off the order book, by the way. Let's look at this. Let's get away from ODN. Disgusts me. Okay. Well, it drops an awful lot. It does always bounce up, but why would you want to play these whips, right? When you can get like big ass sizes in these drops when it does. When it always jumps up. So what I like to do for these charts is I set a little alert, like right around there. And then look at past support points in the order book when it's dropping. Yep. I was a fast learner. Antoinette. Antizirnet. I don't know. Yeah, I started January. Half a year's salary, and it's not fun anymore. What was my profession before I started crypto? IT. So, yeah. Just finished my degree, got my first IT job, and this was a lot more fun. Still is. IT is shit. Don't let them fool you. Computer science might be fun, but IT is garbage. You have to worry about other people. But now, I'm talking to people anyway, so yikes. In the red big time. Man, people are making a killing in the margin. All these little bounces. Oh, speaking of patterns, look at that. Guess what's gonna happen? Probably gonna fall. It's that nice rising wedge we talked about. See how this wall moves, by the way? This is why you don't trust one wall. It's garbage. It's called spoofing. So what they do is, they know that this wall isn't going to get eaten, and if it ever does get close, they have a little bot that instantly like pops up, and will buy up those orders or some shit. So yeah. Ugh. Any other questions? Still waiting on Bitcoin. I don't really want to buy yet. There's nothing for me to do right now. I guess I could go do something else, but you know. Little buys in, the sells are still coming. The 29 area seems like where it's gonna bounce though. It didn't mysteriously disappear. It I didn't save the recording. Turns out that was the issue. You would be right, Crypto Yo-Yo. Yeah, this will be about. I farted in the video. Yeah, dude. I leaked my social security number in the video. That was the true reason. you guys have anything else you want me to talk about? Or not? Nah, it's fine too. Oh baby, somebody bought some DivX. I respect it. I respect it. Perfect shows possible. Do you invest in ICOs? No, I don't invest in anything. I told you. I hate all of these shitcoins. All I do is trade it. I don't even know what half of them do. I don't use any indicators. I know how to use them all, but I feel like they're pretty worthless if you think about it. Because, like, why would you use... How do I put it? I think there's like a big noob trap, basically. It's like, everyone teaches you. They're like, you got it, so let's go here. Because I know how to use them. I can show you. So you go here, and you get your RSI, okay? Oops. Let's close that out. So you get your RSI, okay? So you get your RSI. And we look, and we're like, okay. Well, for one thing, 1 minute RSI is kind of worthless. You can use it, but it's kind of worthless, and you're like, okay. Well, the RSI is making the same pattern, okay? Moving down. We don't really know what's going to happen with this because of the RSI, because the RSI is mainly used to find, you know, bullish or bearish divergence. There's no divergence in this yet. It's doing the exact same thing. Okay, this might be where our divergence is at. We don't know yet. Then you go on the hour. Okay, and we look, and we see, okay, look at that. That was really high. And then this next one, equally high on the thing, but this is lower, therefore you have divergence, so it's probably going to fall. In this case, yes, it did work. Okay, cool. Then you go down here, nothing here, can't really use the RSI. Up here, this looks to me like bullish divergence, right? Because this was up high like this, and this had up here, and then this was still down here, yet it was on the same level. And look at that, it bounced up. So RSI can be useful. Oh, that was, all I was using was fib retracement. So for fib retracement, you just pick from breakout to the top. And on average, it will hit the 618, but it can change. So as you can see here, hits the 618 a little bit under it, and then it bounces up. Okay. Fib retracement does work decently well, but I would use it more as points of support and resistance that you can look into the order book and see what everything is doing. Volume indicators, I just use the standard volume. Oh, and then cloud. Cloud are kind of like bases, right? Because this is the support and resistance. So say it's above it, if it hits this, there's a good chance it either bounces up, or if it goes into the cloud, there's a good chance it falls through the cloud. Okay? Same thing for above. The red and the green doesn't really matter. It just indicates that there is bearish presence, and now there's bullish presence. But oh look, now there's bearish presence again. Where I learned was, I learned basically all of like the traditional TA from Filicone. His videos used to all be free. Now I think they're like $300, which I think is a scam because it's just basic indicator knowledge. He teaches MAs, RSI, MACD. What else? I think that's about it. And then he goes into a little bit of Elliott Wave, but yeah, Filicone. He's a Twitter guy. He's a scalper. But what he doesn't tell you is that he doesn't actually use all of those things. Yep, that's the guy, Kabuki. But he doesn't actually use them. And that's where I think is a little bit misleading. He may use RSI a little bit, but basically he trades on the 5-minute and the 1-minute at all times. And he trades these like little shitcoins, not shitcoins, altcoins, and he does a 3.3x leverage. I mean, he's a good trader, don't get me wrong. He probably makes quite a bit from his videos though too. But he trades mostly off of this noise, okay? He doesn't really use MACD for this. He doesn't really use... He might use Elliott Wave, but I think most of what he does is, yes, he'll use RSI. So for example, if it like drops down into like the 18s or the 15s and you zoom out and it doesn't do that very often, and every single time it does, there's a nice little bounce, okay? But he mostly uses the order book. But the thing that he doesn't teach is the order book. Now why is that? Why does nobody teach the order book? Right? I mean, Luke's method is by far the easiest method that I've ever encountered for trading, and it works. Position trading works. Account building works. Why not just use it? Okay? All this stuff, this is so much harder. You know, 1 minute, you're constantly redrawing things. You're like, okay, this is doing this. It's making a nice little triangle. What are we doing? Okay, we got to figure out what it's doing, right? Maybe we even go up here and we say, okay, well maybe it's doing that now. And then it breaks down, and we're like, okay, where are we gonna buy? We're like, okay, well, here's a kind of support, here's a kind of support, so let's look at the order book there. And so on and so forth. Like, it's a lot more difficult. And if people can't get the grasp down on AB and position trading, this kind of trading, like this intense fucking trading, will completely destroy your account very quickly. And that's why Luke doesn't teach penny stocks, is because I think penny stocks have a lot to do with order book. You need a very, very strong grasp of order book. And if you don't have a strong grasp of it, just a second. Say you buy here, you have like 5 minutes to sell it. Or if you buy sort of short, for example, here, and you get scared right here, even though you probably shouldn't, but you're new, so you're going to get scared here, and then you're going to sell. And either you're going to make very, very little on the short and lose out of fees, or you're going to lose money on it, etc., etc. It's a lot more complicated to trade that way, though it is very possible. Yeah, so here's a chart, really good, getting multiple trades a day, probably like 2 trades, maybe 3 trades. Here is, trade the fuck out of this coin, okay? This coin's nuts. Now it's kind of slowed down a little bit, but it's still pretty nuts, right? This, maybe? No. Look at that, this one's getting pretty decent. Bond, I think it just got relisted. Like, these are pretty fucking nice. 10%. Why is nobody trading that? I mean, it's hard. You have to have a sponge for a brain, that's for sure. But no, it's not a distant goal. Like, I didn't go for it right away. Like, I worked and did this, and only until I was making enough from this, I was like, yeah, fuck it, right? It was when I started making more money from this than I was at my job. You need to be a sponge to learn, right? And you need to be non-emotional while you're actually doing the trades. However, the best part is that for AB and for position trading and shit, it's very, oh, look at that. It's going up. Our pullback is working. Woo! If only I actually put money in it, but I don't have any money on my Cryptopia account right now. Unlucky. I feel it's the emotional trading that affects people. Yeah, for sure. Trading is very emotional. Hence why I was talking about this market is so stupid. Bitcoin just tanked because some people get some money next year. I mean, that should, like, kind of show, right? Uh-oh. We got some bearish divergence, if it matters. So, we'll see what it does. Well, the thing is, you can't be totally non-emotional because you're a human, okay? Even I'm emotional doing certain things. I'm like, okay. Well, I mean, there is a chance it pops, right? So, I don't know. I'm a young trader. I'm only 23. I imagine that I'm on, like, the lower list of ages who trade full-time. The withdrawal fees, isn't it like $10 or something? I don't remember. If you turn it to Litecoin, it might be cheaper. Nah, you're just crazy. Or unlucky. One or the other. Do you stop loss on your limit orders? For this I do. But it's a different kind of stop loss, so like... Not for this, right here. I don't use stop loss for this. Okay. I will buy more on the way down. Because this thing's gonna have a bounce eventually. I don't care about any of the projects. I don't even care about Bitcoin. Also, just broke through our 2 supports, so what do? We look for the next. Pretty much a free fall. Could stop at that wick though. We still don't know. So we're going to delete these. We're going to keep this one up. Don't do that, because you don't know better. You're stupid. You're not stupid, but you don't know what's going to hit it off, right? Because why the fuck did Ripple explode, okay? Why did a lot of these coins explode? We don't really know. Why did Dogecoin explode? It's literally a meme. Probably not RP. No, it's a terrible approach, for sure. Because you don't know. It's not manipulation. I just think the majority of people are stupid. The things they invest in are stupid. And unfortunately, say there's a really good project, okay? Oh, look, you have some of my buys. Isn't that cute? Look at that. I did the same thing though. But yeah. Ooh, I can show my money on here now because I don't have any money on this exchange anymore. Doge is a great coin. Fuck you. No, it's not. I had an argument with somebody that Doge is not better than Visa. Because they truly believe that Doge was better than Visa. Ugh, God. And that's the kind of shit that I'm talking about. Is that those people that just like rush in and buy shit, you don't know what's going to happen. It's completely random. You could have retired right now if you took $100 and put them in each one of the 100 coins in the top 100 that were under $1 in December. By January, you could have retired with like millions of dollars. It's fucking ridiculous. Dentacoin alone would have retired you. Do I keep profits in USDT or BTC? It depends. For your AB accounts, I would definitely recommend Bitcoin. But it depends on how big your account is. If you have like a $10,000 account, you really don't want to rock and sway with the motions of Bitcoin when it just decides to sneeze and lose 20%. Then boom, $2,000 gone. But if you only have like $1,000, there's no point in pulling out of Bitcoin. There's really not, because if you're doing AB and you're doing position trading and you're doing all of these things, then you should be at least averaging around 20% a week on your account. So Bitcoin on average doesn't move down 20% every single week. You do free coins? No. I should. I do like sort of free coins, so like, let me see, do you expect another across the board pump like in January? So that would be what's called a bull run. Do I expect another bull run? From what I hear, it's likely, but we don't really know. We can't tell the future. We could, but the thing is, right, like, even if there is another bull run, there's a chance that it stays like this for like a year or two, right? And I think expecting the bull run is kind of foolish, and you should just be trying to make as much as you can off this bear run, right? Because you'll have all that money to start investing as things start like fucking plummeting, like flying up if they ever do. So I think it's smart to expect no bull run and make as much as you can. That way, as things start going up, you can buy them. I mean, sure, yeah, buying now would be the great idea, but the idea is to cut your risk, essentially. If you're making money in this bear run, you can definitely make money in a bull run. In terms of swings, probably bull, because you can get into a thing and then it just fucking shoots up 200%. For sure, bull. I took money out to pull out a Bitcoin yesterday. Biggest aha moments. Honestly, I don't know. Like, I guess an aha moment was like the first time that I traded a whip. I was like, oh, that was really easy. Okay, let's do it again. And again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Never sell some ETH to get fiat. Yeah, I guess it depends on how much ETH you have, right? But yeah. It's good to be in US dollar right now. Things are very, there's rough waters, for sure. For sure. Also, look at that. Bearish divergence, and it's going up. This is why I don't trade off of RSI. I'll just take the loss. Like, take like the 3% loss or 2% loss on something. Or break even. Using the global market cap chart, do you think you can use that to set big bases or when it's a good time to put more money in the market? Not really. Because... no, not really. COV. Oh, I know that coin. That is a good coin. I don't want to get rid of that one. Zoe. Still playing our pullback on Zoe. Look at that. And this nice little... what are we at? 33.75? Cool. Looks like we're going to get our 382, just like I said. Okay, Cov. Oh yeah, Cov is lovely. This is a true AB coin. 100%. Even when it drops, look at this shit. Drops, up, up, up. You could have bought here and then been like, I just want to fuck around for 2 days. And you're like, oh look, it's back in its channel. Up here, you could have been like, you know what? I'm gonna buy here because reasons. And then it drops more, and it's like, oh no, don't worry. And then you're like, ugh, you know what? I want to go to sleep. I don't really want to sell it yet. And then it drops down again, it bounces back up. And you're like, okay, I'll sell it finally. And then it just makes this nice little channel. Like, Cub is beautiful. This is perfect coin for sure. Both. You can trade either Bitcoin or ETH. This is so nice, in fact, that I would actually switch it to 15 minutes to like day trade this shit. What's up, boss man? Awesome stream so far. Appreciate it. Also look at the order book if there are walls. No. Normally don't look at the order book for AB. So if it's a coin like this, I won't look at the order book at all because it's like, well, I wonder where it's gonna go. Actually, a really cool thing I can teach you guys is, see this? Clone. And you have a nice, same level, okay? See that? Pretty cool. Longer swings, but in a pattern. It's kind of a channel where every few weeks it gets this pump. Then I would look at the order book depending on the volume. If it's like 30, 20, maybe even 10 volume, I would look. BQX. Remember, that was a shitty coin, wasn't it? Maybe it's just shitty on Hitbit. I like the Binance. I see what you're saying. I think there's better things to trade, like, do though, right? I mean, personally me, I would say fuck these patterns, okay? And I would look and be like, okay, it drops, and then it bounces, and it drops, and it bounces, and it doesn't take very long for it to bounce when it actually fully panics. So what I would be doing is drawing nice little bases. And something decent. Probably like right around here. But we see, this thing is what's called grinding down. This isn't from the coin itself, this is from Bitcoin, okay? But even now, it's probably gonna go to at least here, if you bought, but it's kind of hard to find the bottom on those. But over here, every time it dropped from one of these things, it had a nice little bounce. I would try to play this as a position coin, but realistically speaking, I wouldn't play it at all. Seed and F. Whew. That would have been a nice little 210%. I wouldn't play it. Oh, actually, it's got these nice little dips. I wouldn't play any of this though. This is grind. This is 100% grind. No panic. None. You're looking for this shit. That's the good shit. That shit. Okay? Looking for that grind down. Not grind down. Panic. 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 Kind of panic. More panic than over there. Panic. Panic. This is extreme panic. This is what you're really looking for. See this? Grind, 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 grind. Panic. Make sense? Okay. What is the biggest mistake or omission the QFL community makes while trading? Position or AB? I don't really know what that means. Like, what is the mistake? Position or AB? Like, what's worse? Neither are worse. Or, when do people make the most mistakes? I mean, from what I've seen, most people lose money in AB somehow because they don't follow like basic rules on how to find the chart. Yeah, they work. A lot of these, like shitcoin, like this isn't a shitcoin, mind you. This has 342 volume. This is an actual coin. But you go to something like, I don't know, let's go to Cryptopia. We look at 300 coin, right? It's very low volume. This shit doesn't move when Bitcoin moves. Like, it kind of just does its own thing. It will do exactly what it wants to do, most of these shitcoins. And they won't react to it at all. Even HXX probably wasn't going to move at all. Because this happened before the drop of Bitcoin, mind you. Most of these things don't move at all, though. So, shitcoins are okay to trade. How's our DivX doing? Still plummeting into the nether? Seems that way. If you find a coin and trade it at every pair in exchange. I did that for VIT. I haven't really done it for any other coins, though. But yeah, you can do that. For sure. Okay. PRE coin. Price manipulation. Ugh. The fuck? Almost 100% this shit is just wash traded. These are bots. They're just trying to make the volume look bigger. Pretty sure it's just wash trading. What would I do? I would do this. Right here. What I was talking about earlier in the video. See you later, Alex. You don't have to download it. It'll be on YouTube. You're fine. I would do probably this. What's it? XXX? Yeah, this. For sure. Playing drops. It'll be a little bit difficult. I would definitely not go in with all of your money at first. But this is going to make you the most money quickly. Bruh, you can just go to the video, and then go to the beginning of the video. But this is all going to be recorded, so you're okay. It takes a little while to explain, or I would. I was doing it live a little bit. What's the question you get asked the most that you feel is intuitive, but people don't get? Nice job. That's how you do it. HXX, baby. And it looks like Zoe's dropping down. Yeah, it's essentially PT trading on a faster scale, and you need to have a decent understanding of the market book and supports. For sure. While using scanners to assist you. Intuitive, but people app. Yeah, I've traded Zap. Boom! Woo! We did it! We made our first pullback! Woo! Good job, guys! Because you should have sold here. Right? Sure, it can go up higher, but we're not going to risk it. Great job, guys. I'm proud of you. Pullback masters, you are. You could just do that through Discord, but it would be different trader get to be guided, but we all watch. Unfortunately, trading is a very slow process. Like, let's figure this out, right? We caught it here, so we had it right here. This is where we found it. It dropped down, and we caught it on our scanner. It was 236. We were like, okay, where's this thing gonna go? We didn't know, so we drew a nice little chart, and we figured out, right? We were like, okay, you can arbitrarily buy it on the 618, which normally results in profits, or we can wait and watch the order book and see when the buyers are starting to come in. So, how long did that take? Probably right around here. Regardless, that was still about a 2 hour and 15 minute trade. But 2 hours and 15 minutes for a possible 16%, or if you were ballsy and went for the 236, 21%, pretty good. How many coins are you in at the same time? I'm normally in around 3 or 4 AB coins, and then I played this style of trading, which the position trading, looking for pullbacks, etc. And then position trading on Binance. Should we trade all coins back to ETH BTC if there is a breakout in ETH BTC? Or do we just keep the same pattern in AB that you've taught no matter what ETH BTC are doing? Huh. A breakout. Like break up or break down? Which way? Crypto yo-yo. I think it is to do with algos. So algos are algorithms, and they're bots. So if a bot sees something drop to the 618, they normally buy it a little bit. Break up. Well, you should have been in it already if you're AB, because you're not really trading USD pairs as AB. You can, I suppose. But no, because you don't know where Bitcoin is going. You don't know where Ethereum is going. You don't know where Litecoin is going. Nobody does, no matter how many pretty charts they draw and try to show you. You can go here, be like, let's go to the daily. Let's figure out what this is going to do. Well, that looks kind of like, look at that. What does this pattern normally do? It normally breaks down. So you could say, okay, there's a more likely chance that it's going to break down. Actually, I think that's a neutral, right? I don't remember. But yeah, PT trading is a lot of fun, for sure. The 618 is a particularly, like, superstitious number. Oh, that was one other thing. Say you're trading this Zoe, right? And maybe this 3500 is the 236, okay? So 3500 is 256. Well, that psychology takes more importance because it's harder to get past a whole number than it is. So 3500 is exactly right here. I would sell a little bit right here because 3500 is a psychological number. So is 34, so is 33, etc. Never sell even numbers. How to see yourself trading in 2 years? It seems these AI bots are coming fast, not to mention Wall Street, who can essentially manipulate the trading to the point where it's not worth it. So you see that happening. I mean, it's already happening in the real market, and there's still plenty of people that are day trading it. It's just harder. They all do the same shit. Markets are emotional. Wherever you go, it's just crypto is ridiculously emotional. If you look at penny stocks, there's very often like 200% gains. There just is a different style of trading that you just have to learn how to do. It's called adapting. Also, thank you, Daniel. Daniel Toe. Appreciate it. Penny stocks are still okay. They're not, and I feel like penny stocks are pretty hard to trade because they're so overly manipulated by chance. Like news and shit. But I know people are still trading commodities, right? I think people still trade that in Forex. Yeah? The actual charts have a ton of liquidity, so... Yeah. I mean, the more money you have, the more you can make. That's obvious, right? If you have $100 and you make 10%, you only make $10. But if you have $1,000 and you make 10%, well, now you made $100. If you have $100,000, you make 10%. Well, now you're making $1,000, and so on and so forth. I said that wrong, by the way. $10,000. Yeah, constantly getting raises, Crypto Yo-Yo, for sure. It's one great thing about trading. All right. Any other questions? No? How long did it take you before you got it? You're consistently making good trades. My thinking right now is I'm less concerned with how much I make, but rather I've achieved a state where I'm not losing, so I anticipate the time when I could forecast my trading salary exceeding my salary. Not really sure. I guess when I just kept winning trades over and over and over again. I don't know. You still lose, like, you're never gonna not, like, you lose. You just have to win more than you lose. Software for taxes, so this is my first year for taxes on this. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna bring it into somebody and they're gonna do it. It's probably gonna cost like $100 or something. I would not do that, Manatee. If you're in a ton of different coins, you're not going to understand the patterns behind them. So I actually have this image. Why is it so fucking small? Okay. Maybe I don't. Well, it's kind of blurry. You can kind of get the gist of it, yeah? But this is just like a few day period of a single chart where there were a ton of different trading methods that you could have used on it. And if you would have been switching charts over and over and over again, you never would have had the practice to do this, and you wouldn't have traded them. Does that make sense? US based. So I've got to pay all the taxes. Good thing we sold it. Maybe out of boredom. Yeah. Find a hobby. I don't know. Or try this. It's a little bit more exciting. But you can lose a fuck ton more. Day of full-time trading. Look through charts, set alerts. Yeah, have your scanners up. Wait for scanner alerts. Play those. It's very big. Just know that unlike AB and unlike day position trading, this shit can lose you all of your money, like, quickly. You get into one wrong coin and you're down 60%, you're just fucked. And then you've lost, like, what you've done since the start. So you need to be smart when doing stuff like this or you're going to blow up your account. And I'm not taking blame for it because I gave a disclaimer. What does a typical Colton day look like? I'm not that person. Typical Colton day, for trading anyway, is start my computer, set up my alerts, start the scanner, etc. And for like 8 hours with a few breaks in between, that's all I do. That's it. staring at order books, etc. I've recently started doing a little bit of day trading on Binance. That's kind of fun. Time will tell if that's worth it. Elec is now listed on Hitbit, but there is no pump on KuCoin. Well, let's see. There's probably a pump from before, right? When it was announced, maybe? When was it announced? Was it announced here? Day trading strat? Not really going to go into the day trading strat for Binance, because that's a little bit more complicated, and you lose a lot more. So yesterday, I won like 13 or 14 trades, but I also lost like 3 or 4 trades, and if I didn't use stop loss to stop that, and if I didn't know other things, and if I didn't have somebody who was trading with me, I probably would have lost more. So I'm still trying to get that figured out more. How much can you make on a day as a full trader? I mean, it really depends on how much you have. For AB, like a 5 or 10% day on your total account isn't really that unheard of. Like I said, Yanko went from $400 to like 4.5 Bitcoin, back when Bitcoin was like 9K, in like 3 months. So it depends on how much time you put into it. It's just like anything else. What's DivX doing? Still showing some sideways action. Starting to get a little more, there's more arguments. You see this, guys? Buy here, buy, sell. The sells are still beating out, though. Some buys here. These are good. So we're definitely getting more argument. A nibble might be a good idea on DivX, for sure. Even though it just increased, whatever it was, 2%, still a pretty decent nibble, because if you're playing this as a position trade, you're looking for this, okay? Or at the very worst, this. One to 3% this week with your AB strat, but I think it's because of playing too many coins, so it's inconsistent from day to day and playing mediocre charts. Yeah, just keep working on it. Practice makes perfect. I think keeping $100 for the top 100 coins under $1 is still a good idea. Honestly, I would do that if I can 10K on the side to do that. I mean, maybe. I don't fucking know. I thought it was a retarded decision in December, but apparently it wasn't, so maybe don't listen to me on that one. I wouldn't do it, personally. I'm much more of a reactive trader, Yo-Yo. If it's not happening now, then I don't really care. It's probably because of like the whole ADHD thing and stuff, but you know, like 9 out of 10 people have ADHD, it seems. Starting with 1 ETH and 500 Bitcoin, would you stick to KuCoin or keep Bitcoin on Cryptopia? All AB, like traditional AB? Like, like this kind of AB, right? Like that? Or the ones that drop and you have to readjust everything? Yeah, if you're just going to do traditional AB, I would go to KuCoin. Cryptopia has a ton of drops, so you need to be ready for those. Because think about it, if you just put like $500 in here, and then you sell it up, and you 500 and you sell, and 500 and you sell, and you see it starting to go up, and you miss these, sure, okay. Actually, you would miss all of it, so. But maybe you notice the steps. I don't know. But even if you bought here, for example, at the top, and it drops, it bounces right back up, and it stays in that nice little channel. It's like, it's just so safe, these kinds of charts, right? You can just put everything you have into it. The other kinds take a lot more finesse. Yeah, buying each drop, it's just like, that's a... If you want to buy drops, so that's definitely Cryptopia. All in on these small coins, yeah, that's this. You go to KuCoin, you find a chart like this. So right now you would just, maybe not now, I don't know if I can kill it or not. I don't know if there's enough people watching. Okay, boom, boom, buy here, sell here. It's a little 5.78% channel, not bad. Yeah, you don't need much time to trade these, Miami. How big is the trading community? I don't know. I have no idea. Most traders lose money, so there's that. Maybe not crypto traders, but for normal trading, it's like 90% or something. How much would you into a coin? I mean, it really depends on what the market book shows, right? How much can I get into this? Well, this 0.08 doesn't really even fuck with the chart. So you could put 500 into this. You would layer it. I would put 500 into this for sure, but I would layer it, right? So I'd set a buy here, and I would set a buy here, I would set a buy here. And since I had a little bit more money, I would even play for this. I'd set a buy here, I'd set a buy here, and I'd set a buy here. You're just going to play these three. And then you're going to sell up here, and you're going to put a sell here, and here, and here, and kind of break it up. Does that make sense? See, since Bitcoin isn't moving as much, the scanner isn't going quite as crazy. Wait, look, what's EVX doing? Oh, it's just a pump. You don't really play these. 63 volume, might be able to play it as a pullback, but looking at the previous, I would not play this as a pullback even. That's one thing you can do. You can look to see how this thing reacts whenever it pumps. This does not react well. I would not play this pullback. So I'm pretty sure it's just a pump and a dump. I'm just going to go down here. And the way to check that is check out how manipulated this order book is. This part isn't very manipulated, right? This part, boom. Random 2, we've got big steps. I wouldn't do it. So we just got an alert. Wabi. Okay, you don't play this because this just had its bounce. If you're playing position trading, sure, cool. You bought in and then you sold. Made your cool little 14%, but now we don't touch it. Because it's hit space and now it can keep going down. In fact, zooming out, looks like that's exactly what it's going to do, right? Stop loss on that trade you just mentioned. Which trade? Yeah, 235 works. 20, 30, 50%. No stop losses. Do not use stop losses on AB. Don't even use it on position trading because the entire point is for it to drop further. If you're not like rooting for it to drop down more, then you're not really position trading properly. If that makes sense. Because the farther it drops, the more money you get in it, and then the higher it has to come up. like our position trade is done with Zoe. Made a clean 14% if you bought, you know, the 786, otherwise the 618. We made a cool 8.9%. Still good. You saw in the first bounce, yeah. If it's not at the base yet, and it does do a nice little bounce, I will still sell some. I'll sell like 20% or 30%. Always sell on the bounces, because you don't know if you're going to get more. See what Bitcoin's doing. Don't know what Bitcoin's doing. Probably dropping. Who knows? Doesn't really recover, as we see from past. What do I do when a coin gets away from you? I mean, how? What are we talking about? Like AB? AB won't really get away from you if you pick the right chart. Position trading, you buy more. It's something like a pullback. Pullbacks are the most dangerous type of trading I do. If this dropped down to here, I would just sell. Okay. In fact, I would have a stop loss right around here. Stop losses are really bad for position trading though, especially, and AB, because you might get a fat finger or something. The books are so thin. VO. Okay. Hitbit. Is that the beginning of the chart? There's your issue. It has no chart history. No matter where you bought, even if you bought it now, there's just not enough chart history to trade it. Yeah, I don't trade new coins. I know some people do, but I won't do it. Okay, well, you scanner with Cryptopia mainly as far as AB. Use it for all of them. You just wait for something to drop. Yeah, pretty much every new coin drops. Like, they're always like this. It comes from here and it drops. So everyone is selling it. KuCoin the best exchange? For like pure AB, like unfiltered AB, then yeah, KuCoin is the best exchange. Hitbit also has a lot of really good coins too though, so I guess it's kind of like a tie between Hitbit and KuCoin. If you only have $1,000 though, or like 500, I would stick in one exchange, for sure. Yeah, I went through every single coin, crypto. You like the interface of KuCoin? Hate it. You have to put in your stupid ass authenticator every 2 hours or something. $500. $500. If you're playing a coin like this, I would only do one coin. Ugh. That new video coming? No, this is the new video, because I lost the other one. Tragic, I know. Probably clip off all of this stuff, all of the talk at the end. Only keep the beginning. The beginning is where I explain stuff. This is all just camaraderie. Alright. Why did I do it again? Oh, look at that. Look at that. What did I say? 2,900, smallish wall. What are we up so far? 6%. Pretty good. Pretty awesome. No problem. Not touching this coin. If I remember right, this coin sucks too. Whew. Does he have news? I don't see news. Just a listing. Jesus. Alright, this is probably tradable, guys, if you care. If you're gonna trade it though, use that. I mean, realistically, you're not going to take like $500, right? So you kind of just have to look at it as you have to drop down 5%, but you made 5% the day before. So yeah, technically you're at 0% gain if you take it out as USD. But you're thinking that it's at least going to go up a little bit, right? It's at a very low point. Where does the 2,900 wall from? If you watch in the beginning of the stream, I called out the walls by looking in here, kind of figuring out where everything's at. And I was watching the buy orders, see a lot of buy orders came in, so it was a good time to buy. This is live, coming to you. It's actually been going on for 3 hours, I know. Alright, well, I think I'll cut this video to the beginning of the video, post it to YouTube, and maybe make the other part another video. It was so I looked and it was a previous support that also had confluence with the walls that were there. And what? Over here is not so good. Over here is not so good at all. But as of recently, it's been pretty decent. So yeah. MLOT seems okay. I'd use that area. Keep in mind if it falls though, it's going to fall into that next channel, which are those possibilities. A Colton bot. Percentage on each trade. No, we're not going to pump and dump. When do I expect it up? I mean, I'm probably just going to throw it onto YouTube in like, I don't know, half hour. Yep, business as usual for AB trading, even though Bitcoin is tanking. It really won't affect most of the Bitcoin charts. Like, look at Bitcoin dropped like 30%, and not 30%, 10%, and this really hasn't changed its pace at all. Some more resources to learn more about trading. I mean, you really only need QFL. That's really about it. I mean, if you want to, just for fun, you can go learn what TA is and find out that it's kind of bullshit for yourself. Patterns work, oftentimes, but I don't know. MACD and stuff is pretty useless. I know Bollinger Bands are okay too, if you want to learn those. How do you keep track of your trades? Yeah, Excel. Yeah. 10 coins over 100 coins for sure. Yeah. And if you have the kind of money that you have to have 100 coins, then maybe you shouldn't be doing AB. Maybe you should be doing position trading at that point. Or even like fake position trading. But hey, we made 2 trades today. Paper trades. Both were successful. It's pretty good. That'd been pretty good if you put a lot of money in there. You connect API. No, I manually input it. I don't copy down every single trade. I just put my balances for the day. Because all the trades are already in like the little, the exchanges themselves. You can print out every single trade you've ever done. A third of your funds, and you put that all into the current channel. How can you play the drop if it then becomes a position trade? Well, that's what I was talking about, is you have hybrid coins, and then you have like pure position trade coins. So like this one, that grinded down, right? But even if you bought it here, okay, eventually pop back up, so it's okay. But this is more of, again, a hybrid coin. So I don't know if I would put everything I have into this. But then you have coins like this, where it's just constant. And you can put money in any single point in this thing, and whenever it drops, it's never actually that scary. Like, over here is probably as big as drop and just bounces up, then it bounces up again, and it bounces up again, and then it all the way goes up. So it's like, you don't really have to worry on these kinds of coins, but if you pick the wrong coins, then yeah, you're gonna have a bad time. Depends on how much you have, Yo-Yo, or what you're saving for. If you have like a small account, then all of it. If you have like a big account, then you're waiting for bigger moves with USD. And you don't want everything to be in Bitcoin because it's volatile. So the AB coins that I've been playing, one of them was 27%, but it was only doing it like once a day. The average is like 5 to 10%. But I mostly do like the position trades, like I said. That's where I find enjoyment. I mean, you're right. You're absolutely right. But say this coin, for example, you bought it at the very peak, okay? You decided, okay, this is all you saw. And you're like, okay, we're gonna play that channel, okay? Whatever. You buy here, and then it drops. Oh no, now I can't play it, okay? So you set yourself for break even because you know in the history of this coin that it's never like not respected, and it hasn't really ever gone down very much at the same time. So it drops down. Let me get to it. Ah, okay. So you buy, drops down, and then it bounces back up, and you get out break even. Suddenly you have all your money again. So then you're like, okay, well let's trade this. Drops back down, you buy here, pops up, hits your sell. Drops back down, buy here, there, hits your sell, buy here, sell, buy here, sell, buy here, sell, buy here, sell, and so on and so forth until this thing shrinks, and then you're like, okay, well what about this? Can I play this? I'm sure you can. Why not? Drops down, sell. Oh no, it went here. Oh, but look, it dropped up, back up, and then you were able to sell break even again. So, being able to do that on these coins is the big, like, necessity, right? So if you have a lower amount, like under 2 grand or something, and you're just doing AB only, I would never pull out into Tether, really, because you're gonna make more percent than Bitcoin can ever drop. I say that until it goes to 0, but yeah. If you have more, then going into Tether makes sense, because like, say you have $10,000, Bitcoin drops 10%, boom, you lost $1,000 overnight. Position trade? Well, I do like these little short position trades, which are normally pretty quick, like within the day. Some longer position trades on Binance are like 2 to 3 days, yeah, sometimes even a week. But yeah, you can find opportunities to position trade these shitcoins every single day. When it drops down out of channel, what do you look for to happen before going back into the trade? Well, I just explained it, didn't I? It dropped out, and then I set the sell for break even, right? Yeah, if it breaks out of your channel with conviction, you just need to get out. You get out for break even. You don't like automatically assume it's gonna go up, so it's greedy. Yes, chart history is very, very important. That's like for anything, so I don't know. Let's see, what are we getting? Ooh, lots of sell orders, which means this must have dropped a little bit. No, hasn't really dropped at all. Ugh. Okay, I would not trade this. Look at that. Just like pure manipulation. Not touching it. Got some more buys coming in. Got this wall of sells. Buy orders. We have a nice one at... Okay, so this thing probably isn't going to drop that much more. We're definitely finding the bottom of DivX. If not this little bounce into a drop down. It was manipulated because... Well, let me go back to it, I guess. Look at it. It's literally waves. Just slowly wash trading down, slowly wash trading up, slowly wash trading down, slowly wash trading up, over and over and over and over and over, until it finally gets the interest. See this? Look at that. All of this was just to get the interest of investors, and then investors were like, oh, this coin has a lot of volume, maybe I should trade it. And then boom, it shoots up. And now that it's going back down, it's starting to do the same old thing again. I mean, yeah, if you can find something that pumps every 4 days or whatever, it's definitely manipulation. It's a pump and dump. Use Blockfolio, or you can use this and put alerts here. So wherever you put your buy and sell, instantly just take this, pop a little alert right there so you know if your buy or sell went. And then as soon as that goes off, take this and just make a little note. But yeah, that won't stay, so never mind. And then you can put it in your Blockfolio. Your Blockfolio will track every single one of your trades. I'm gonna put the pizza in 1 moment. Yeah, the volume bars are pretty equally spread as well. So I like to do the 20, 30, 50%, so 20% of 600. I don't fucking know. What is that? $120 or something? I don't know. But I do 20, 30, 50% layers. It seems to work. I'm going to upload the first part, and then I'll put all of this in a second video labeled like Q&A with the stream. What do you mean day trade? Like the thing that I've been testing out on Binance, or just like this, waiting for scanner alerts and drops? It's kind of in the more beginning of my video, Yo-Yo. You'll see it. When I was talking about DivX and where we should buy in, was using volume. Same thing for Zoe. Let me play that Zoe pullback right here. Okay. When we played this little one. But, alright, this is where I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to upload it to YouTube. I'll cut out all of the Q&A. I'll just keep the first bit. The Q&A will be in a second video. It'll be much longer. Yeah. See you there, guys.